Boom, we are off, you sexy, sexy podcast listeners. It is Dr. Allen here with Stephanie Budancona for the XXX episode.
Triple X. I'm not speaking in a sexy tone because I don't know if I would be able to actually do it if I wanted to.
I thought that would be a fun opening. We've been joking about this for a long time because we've been keeping track of our episodes with Roman numerals, just like the NFL does with Super Bowls, because we're basically as good as...
We are the podcast of Super Bowls. Your podcast of Super Bowls.
We are the Super Bowl of podcasts?
Oh, yeah. Well, you can say either one.
I don't think the first one works at all, but I like where your head's at. And keeping track of Roman numerals, XXX is number 30, which is what we're doing today. And we've been teasing it for a while, saying that we're just going to go ahead and do a naked podcast. Yes, everybody listening out there, I am butt-ass naked doing this podcast, where if you want to go onto YouTube, Booze Your Daddy, BOO''SYOURDADDY, you could verify that I am naked, at least from the nips up, because that's all you can see. Come on. Did you really think that it was going to be full-blown everything? That is only for special people in the world. And I can verify. Actually, I can't verify, but it sure as heck looks like Yolanda Vega.
I don't know, Yolanda Vega. Look, I can't, listen, I cannot pan down as far as you can. You have that luxury. Ladies do not. So I had to angle my camera up a little higher because although this is rated E, is that what it is? E on Spotify?
Oh, I thought you were doing like, this is rated E for everybody, which is, I think it's like Madden's thing.
That's how I think about my boobs. E for everybody.
Oh, I thought E for the size. I thought it was E for...
No, not even close. If I was a lot fatter, maybe, but no.
That's like in our family, whenever we buy a shirt for my Uncle Jeff, it's always, well, what size should we get him? And my aunt goes, extra, extra special? Like, that's what we're doing. But it's not extra, extra small. It's extra, extra large.
But does she know that that's the difference? Or she's just making fun?
She's making fun knowing that he's going to need... It's not just...
Sure.
Yeah, he's extra, extra special, not just one extra special.
Got it. He's extra, extra special.
He's a big daddy from Cincinnati, which is where I was last week.
That's a good rhyme. I like it.
Yeah, we've been making that joke for years. We got so much to get into because we got a dirty episode today planned. At least I definitely have some dirty stuff.
I know you were gonna have them. I'm gonna go with the flow on this one. Dirty stuff may arise. Ooh. Dirty stuff may not. I had to watch my language on that because there's so many things that I know if I say the wrong way, you'll call me out on every single one in this episode. So I'm gonna take it easy.
You always end up saying something, Stephanie, that's like future universe. You just dropped another one when you said go with the flow. That'll come in when we get to trivia. How about that?
Yeah, I actually have the universe is listening story that just happened all of 5 minutes ago.
All right, well, let's crack some beers before we get to that.
Let's do beer. All right.
You're up.
I got a new one for you. It is Jack's Abbey Craft Lagers Post-Shift Pilsner.
Ooh, because post-shift, you want to get down and dirty and a little...
And it says, I didn't even notice, it says Prost at the bottom.
Let me see it.
Bavarian hops.
Oh, that looks yummy.
You know what? At first I thought it was that dumb shandy you like when I looked at it really quick.
Dumb shandy?
I mean, I don't like it, but I know that you do.
Dumb shandy. To everybody listening, we are taking applications for a new co-host. You can be a boo because my shandy is not dumb.
No, I don't like that personal shandy. But it's from where you just were. It's from Massachusetts, Framingham. And I like it the most because their tagline on this beer is, there will be no working during drinking hours.
Is it Framingham or Farmingham?
Framingham.
Okay, I was wrong. Very nice, Stephanie.
What you got, boo?
I am drinking something based purely on the label because it's topical. The name of this beer is called Homemade is Best India Pale Ale. It's a stick man. Just drink it. But if you look at it, it's a bunch of like stick figures and whatnot that are all over there. It's
kind of crocheted a little. It's like a crochet kind of a thing.
Yes. And the reason I picked this out because of the crochet is because the font looks very much like all the advertisements for the show Fargo that just came out, the first episode with Chris Rock.
Yes.
Did you know that that is one of my favorite shows in the world?
I did not know in the world. I knew that you were a big fan of it, and I've never seen it.
It's very high up there, and one of my friends the other day asked me, it was actually George. George the other day said, what is your favorite season of a show you've ever seen? Because everybody has their favorite shows, and like, you know, Game of Thrones is obviously number one for me and most people, but you could say like which season? I don't know. There were episodes that were good and not. Fargo season 1 was definitely up there for me. Just the first season. All the seasons, to anybody who's never watched the show, all the seasons are independent of each other, so you can just watch a season. You don't need to know anything about anything else.
Oh, so it's like American Horror Story, right?
Except American Horror Story, they do like the same actors in all the seasons. But yes, you don't need to know.
I thought it was different every episode. I mean, every season.
I think they like add in like Lady Gaga was in one of the seasons.
I know Lady Gaga was in one. I do not watch it because I'm scared, but I do know that our friend Lauren,
the DeLorean.
The DeLorean. I don't even know. I only had a half a beer. She likes that show, I think, because she likes all the things that are scary.
Are we really going to call her the Queen of Halloween when she comes on the show? Because I feel like we could do better than that.
You said that. I didn't.
No, she said she's been called the Queen of Halloween. We already have the Queen of Staten Island. We need to fill out our court.
She can't now. She can't be the queen. We'll think of something different.
We definitely have
I'm on it. I'm on top of it.
Awesome. Well, my beer for Fargo, episode 1 just came out. Anybody, make sure you're watching the show because it is very, very good. Stephanie, let's release those Kraken.
Release the Kraken.
Oh,
ooh, that was good sound effects.
Hey, cheers.
Prost. L'chaim also. I feel like I have to say L'chaim now.
Can you get a ch in there? Any chance my
L'chaim.
There you go. As much Yiddish as you know, the fact that you're like L'chaim, it's terrible.
All right. Well, I mean, it doesn't mean I know how to pronounce it just because I know how to say it. Leave me alone. I'll study more Yiddish, and next time you do trivia, you can do a harder Yiddish.
I will do hard Yiddish. That's what she said. Stephanie.
First of all, you missed like 3 other ones. Like I'm feeding them to you, and you're missing them, man.
I am doing the best I can sitting here naked. I was afraid my beer was going to explode all over my batesums.
All over your what?
Anyways.
Your nether regions? Your sticks and berries?
My stickman beer.
Your stickman beer and berries.
I think that's going to be my new pickup line. Their tagline, I'm going to say, it's a stickman, just drink it.
I mean, that makes sense. I feel like your girlfriend would have problems with you saying that to random people. But after this is over, right after the Ravens game, I want you to say that to her and see how fast she punches you in the face.
Right in the cock-a-doodle-doo.
Right in the cock-a-doodle-doo. Right in the stickman and berries.
Yes. So you mentioned that I just got back from Massachusetts, which is what happened in my weekend. And there was only it was a great weekend to get away with some college friends. We had a blast going up to Massachusetts. My buddy had a house up there. It was really cool to hang out with some of the guys I don't get to see. You know, they're not my immediate circle of college friends, but they're guys that I've known for.
They're still your boys.
Yeah, they were still great. We had a great time. I got to try a lot of good craft beers from up there. The only 2 things that happened, I guess 3 things. One day for lunch, we went to the store and got lobster and tomahawk steaks. And it was the bougiest lunch I think I've ever had in my life.
I was going to say, that sounds really, really bougie.
I mean, we made the lobsters ourselves. My one buddy, Evan, knew how to cook them, and he did a great job. The steaks,
he boiled them. Did you buy fresh lobster?
We bought fresh lobster. He killed them humanely. Like, he didn't throw them in boiling water as much as he killed them before he put them in, which was as quick and painless as possible. They're lobsters. They were going to get eaten anyways. We did that. Awesome time with that. The other comment, do you know what a fallen soldier is? Do you guys use that term at your college?
Like man down?
No, like a beer that's a fallen soldier. Have you ever used that term?
Oh, no.
So we call it a fallen soldier.
We would say like man down. That would either mean you dropped a beer or somebody passed out or something like that.
So we would go around. It's more or less when you're cleaning up the next day and you're lifting up empty can after empty can, and then you go to pick up one and it's a full freaking beer. You're like, are you freaking joking me? Like, it was a bigger deal, I guess, in college. We had so many fallen soldiers this past weekend because we had such a mix of beers and we were drinking. And half the time we would, one, forget which beer we were drinking. Two, with COVID, if you took a sip of a beer, went to the bathroom and come back and you had a question, you're like, I think I'm just going to go.
You have to bring a 12-pack with you to every party and write your name on solo cups now because it's kind of weird. I was out somewhere the other day having drinks and, it was actually the Queen of Staten Island. And before COVID, it would be easy. Like, we'd get cocktails. Oh, you want to try this? You want to try this? And at some point I kind of said like, oh man, I want to try that. That's not a thing anymore.
No.
There's no more trying anything anymore.
Well, you can, but this is, I guess, we're foreshadowing what's going to happen because eventually when we do start hanging out more and people are a little COVID-y and worried, there's going to be a lot of beers that get put down that will be wasted. There's going to be a lot of
There's going to be a lot of wasted beer. Like, you're going to have, if you want 6 beers, you better bring a 12-pack.
Right. And at the same time, the way that you will be trying stuff with people is if you get a straw that has never been used, you put it in, put your finger down and take a little sample.
Right.
There you go.
But I'm not that bougie.
Well, I was this past weekend with my lobster.
You're the bougie, if anything describes you, it's bougie. Which we talked about the other day where you thought I was calling you snobby.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah, we were talking, we were texting about that. Yeah,
and
it was
you were
funny.
The least snobby person.
Well, do you know what
You haven't told me yet if I was snobby or not.
You're like the most down-to-earth girl I know. This is why I asked you to be my co-host on this podcast.
Nailed it! I was hoping you'd say that.
The bougie thing I did do, which was even worse than us getting lobster, was BYOOB. I went up to this house knowing we would be...
Like tampons, OB?
Oh, no, not obstetrician. I went BYOOB because I knew we'd be eating corn on the grill, and I can't not have corn with Old Bay on it.
Oh, you brought fucking Old Bay, didn't you?
I did. I mean, I was wearing the shorts, which it really wasn't a gag. Like, I legit wanted Old Bay, and I put it down. My friends immediately are like, seriously? Could we get a little bit of that before you... Like, people love it. It's great.
Do you know, I saw online once, a keychain that was a little teeny tiny Old Bay, so you could bring it with you. So you didn't have to be the guy that brought an entire can of Old Bay. Just a little keychain.
I wanted to make sure I didn't run out. So the other two interesting things that happened of our weekend was one of my buddies turns to me and goes, my college friends call me Snyder. My buddy Paul, his last name is Cassiato, but he's been Paul Cock forever because his name is spelled Cacciato.
Oh, yeah.
So Paul Cock goes, Snyder, I know you're a big beer guy. You know why most craft beer is in cans and not in bottles? And I was like, dude, yeah, because the can preserves it better depending on the light design. He goes, no, that's not even close to right. Because they can get more artwork on cans than they can on bottles, which is why they do that. I did not know that.
Well, it's also cheaper.
I think that's probably also what it is, but he said I was very wrong.
No, it's also, I mean, it's part the art, but I'm also pretty sure it's way, way cheaper.
During this weekend, we've been away enough. There was an automatic cook in the kitchen, which means I didn't get to cook, which is usually what I do.
You like cooking so much.
I do like cooking. So if I wasn't cooking, what I was doing was basically cleaning a lot of the time because we were using the dishwasher and throwing things away. And my friends were making fun of me so much for cleaning, which was a real shame because I walked face first into a screen door that I thought was open. Like it was one of those, like, I'm just going to walk inside. And it was so clear looking. I go face first.
A screen door? A screen door is black.
I wasn't the only person to do it, but I did it like really hard. And the whole weekend, my friends had a field day making fun of me of, hey, Snyder, remember that time you cleaned the whole night? I was like, is that really what we're making fun of me for? Like,
yeah, no, that's the one I would pick too.
I will take it. So that was my weekend. Stephanie, what's been going on with you, boo?
Not much, but in the past 24 hours, I've done 2 really dumb things that I saved for this show because they're just me. They wouldn't surprise you. Yesterday, I kid you not, I stepped on a sewing needle.
Oh.
And I don't even remember the last time I hand sewed, so I don't know when it's from. So I felt this little prick.
Hey! What was his name?
Tony.
How did you miss a beat, Tony? Yeah, my name's Dan Coda. Hey, Tony.
Hey, Tony.
Oh.
Forget it. What about you?
Oh, my God. By the way, real quick, my buddy Paul, who's super Italian, all weekend he was dropping so there's skifoos over here. He said, every time he said skifoos, I lost it. It was great.
Italian words are funny. So I stepped on this sewing needle, and I was like, what the fuck did I step on? I look. The sewing needle is half in my foot, blood dripping everywhere, blood on the floor. It's like, what the fuck? I had to pull, and it wasn't like a little just knock it out. Like, I had to full on grab it with 2 fingers and drag it out, clean the floor, clean the blood. But it was fine, like, the next day. But it was a lot of blood for just a sewing needle. And the other just happened, like, 30 seconds before our podcast. So we're already naked, and which goes along with the fact that you know that I do not like wearing bras. I do. It looks better, but I hate wearing them. So a while ago, like, I was kind of job searching, whatever, just putting feelers out. And I don't know. I've never turned it off, but LinkedIn gives you all these recommendations. I doubt that you're on LinkedIn right now, but they send all the things.
Being a doctor, you don't need that.
Yeah, yes. Being a doctor and having your own business, probably not.
Nope.
So they just like spit things out. And I would say 90% of them are correct.
You want them to swallow more?
Just.
It's the XXX episode. If I'm not going to make that.
No, go with it. Go with it. No, so 90% of them are correct. 10% of them, you have no idea where they came from. And the one I got right before, I just never turned off the notification, was marketing, which is usually like what I'm looking for. But marketing for a mammography place that does mammograms. And I was like, what did I ever search for on LinkedIn that would lead me to someone that worked at a place that did mammograms?
That's a universe moment, knowing that you were about to be
universe.
Yeah, that
naked.
was
Naked. It was knowing I was going to be naked with my mammary. and then I always say I don't like wear a bra. But I mean, technically it was for marketing for a place.
I hope you applied.
I didn't apply. I have to look at it, but it's worth applying because I would love to tell people, oh yeah, I do marketing for boobies.
I'm always marketing for boobies. There's a lot of great websites.
I market TNA all day, minus the A. Market awesome. Boobies.
So Stephanie, being the XXX episode, I wanted to tell you about one of the raunchiest nights of my life. I don't know if I can use real names, so let's just say I went to a bachelor party in Miami 4 years ago. Okay. Great time. It's for a friend of ours. And we went down. It was really cool because we went to a Marlins game on the Friday night. Yes. Saturday, some people golfed and did whatever. Saturday nights, what we'll get to. Sunday was week 1 NFL football, Patriots, Dolphins. It was a great time. It was a year the Patriots won the Super Bowl, but the Dolphins upset them week 1. It was fantastic.
Yes, I remember that, yes.
So Saturday night, was like strip club night. And I'm not a big strip club guy. It's just not my thing. Like, I can pull tail. Like, I can watch things online. It's not my thing.
Say pull tail?
Yeah.
The fucking Jersey Shore?
Hey, don't be a skifoos over here.
Oh, can I just tell you, I've always wanted to go to a strip club, and I've never been invited, and every time I've tried to make it happen, it's never happened.
Let's go for your birthday this year.
Oh, well, first of all, my birthday's in like 6 months. I'm not going to a strip club in 6 months. Not even.
Ooh, sidebar, because this came up, and I've been asking people all the time. We were doing a softball practice the other day, and one of George's friends came by, and it was this girl, and she was telling the story about how she went to a strip club, and the conversation evolved, and she started saying she went to a male strip club.
Oh, boo.
Here's a question to you and any of our podcast listeners. I guess I'm going to tell the answer before we get there. How much percentage of the time do you think a male stripper is fully happy? We'll go with that term.
Well, it's not.
When he's dancing. Give me a percentage.
It's not legal in the United States. It's legal in Canada. In parts of Canada. Montreal?
Okay. Whatever. I'm telling you that whatever you think is legal and not, none of these rules apply. But anyway.
How often do I think they have dong out?
No. When a male stripper is performing, what percentage of the time is he fully engorged?
Oh. Like 10%?
So I thought that too. This girl the other day goes, oh no, it was like the whole time they were hard. I was like, that is not good.
Do they have like fluffers in the back, maybe?
Or a lot of drugs or Viagra, but don't you know the commercials, they say, if you have maintained an erection for longer than 4 hours, please seek medical help. But apparently, I don't know how much I believe this girl, but I've been asking people that question all week, and everybody's like, I don't know, 20%, 30%, and apparently it's 100% of the time.
100% of the time, they're 100% straight up?
Short, shriveled, and slightly to the left.
Wait, they are or they aren't?
They are.
You just,
I know.
I was like, which one are you talking about? That's kind of gross.
Kind of gross. We'll definitely go to a strip club. So I'm at a strip club for a bachelor party, and it was a little bit of a schlep, about 20 minutes.
Yiddish.
To this place that's called Tootsie's, and it's a little outside of Miami. The fun fact about this place was it was a converted Costco.
It's so trashy already.
Which, like, you show up and you look at it, and it is way bigger than you would think a strip club would be.
Yeah, that's really big.
So that's what she said. So when you go into this place, it was massive. They didn't have a main stage. They had like 4 main stages. Not that all of them were being used at the time. And it was this big grandiose thing. And we sit down and we order some bottles and we're drinking whatever. And like, it's just not my thing. And I'm just sitting there.
I didn't ever think I would hear the day that you said we ordered some bottles.
Here's a fun fact. Bottle service on a bachelor party is the best deal of the weekend.
Oh no, when I've been to bachelorette parties, it's always bottles because it makes way more sense.
Way more sense. Because when you're paying $250, $300 for a $19 bottle of Absolute, it is a fucking steal for considered everything else that you're going to spend on a bachelor. Yeah, all day.
Every time I've been to AC and the one time I went to Vegas, always bottle service.
Always. So we're drinking bottles and we're doing our thing and we're having fun. And, one of these chicks comes and she sits down next to me. Now,
it was a stripper chick or a regular chick?
A stripper chick. Regular chicks don't come sit down to me. Like, that's not a thing. So she starts talking to me, and I don't know if she was playing the long game or she legitimately was bored, or I was just
long game.
Or I was just interested. But we're talking, and I'm actually trying to, because what the game is, they come and sit down. Hey, can I have a drink? And you pour them a drink and they go through your liquor, and then you have to buy more, whatever. Usually they just drink a sip or two and leave it. COVID, I'm not drinking that anyways. We're sitting there bullshitting for 45 minutes. And then finally somebody, I think it was George actually, he goes, hey man, can you let the poor girl work? And I was like, I was making her laugh. I was having a legitimately good time. And she's like, yeah, I probably should get back to work. Do you want a lap dance or something? I was like, okay, might as well. Why not?
Yeah, you just used up all her time. Might as well.
So she grabs me by the hand and starts taking me to a back room, which is weird because in New York City, usually you just sit in a chair and that's generally where things happen. But lately, the last couple ones I've been to, they take you to a back room. You sit down, they do the thing, and she's sitting there. She's doing all the moves, whatever. And it was maybe a song or two. I don't even really remember. And then she looks at me and she's like, so, you want to go to the back room? And I said, sweetie, I'm pretty sure we're in the back room right now. And she goes, oh no, there's a back room. And I'm thinking is that where they kept the bananas at this Costco? Because this place was massive.
It was the old walk-in meat freezer.
Oh, speaking of meat freezers and bananas, I am okay, now I'm not a dummy. I'm also I turned to her and I said, so, what's going to happen in this back room? And she says, for $275, anything you want. And I looked at her and I laughed because one, I don't even think I had $275 on me, let alone you could pay with a card. And we had been talking for so long and I kind of just looked at her and I made a face and she goes, $250. And I'm thinking I said, we're not
knocking off $25.
I said, we're not negotiating here. And she goes, you don't pay for sex, do you? And I said, no, definitely not. Not to mention, I was a half a bottle deep at this point. So nothing was going down by any stretch of the imagination.
You were having whiskey dick was there.
Basically. So thanks. I give her money, go our separate way. And the hardest
how much did the lap dance cost?
It was 50 or 60. It was definitely a couple dances.
For $200 more, you could have gotten laid.
Yeah, but that's not my thing. So as we're getting ready to like leave and whatever, the hardest thing in the world at a strip club is getting your friends to leave. It's the same thing. It's the same thing at a casino where like, all right, everybody, because people go and you don't want to like shoot your wad in the first 5 minutes, pun intended.
No, yeah,
but here I'm talking about like the wad of your money. Most people go in, it's like a casino. You're like, I don't want to like go broke in the first 5 minutes. So usually you sit around for a couple hours. Next thing you know, you're like, all right, it's time to leave. And you're like, oh no, I still have some money I wanted to spend.
Hell yeah.
It's so hard to round up the gang. So I'm going around and being like, I want to get out of here. Let's get the heck back to the hotel because their pool was still open. There are things going on. And I couldn't find one of the people there. And so I walk around and finally I like end up in that like semi back room. And I just turned and I was like, hey, it's ready to go there. And he goes, okay, cool, whatever. And then this other guy goes like, are you sure he's not in the back room? And I said, dude, there's no sex in the champagne room. That's exactly what I said to like this random guy. And this random guy looks at me and goes, dude, there's definitely sex in the champagne room. I was like, okay, all right.
You should know. She invited you back to the old meat freezer.
I really thought that she was going to freeze my meat back there and just slowly pull out money till it was like, they have their little tricks there. So that was a story of everything I said. That's how that story went down. Stephanie.
I like that story. Can we please go to a strip club?
Yeah, we're definitely going to go to a strip club.
Every time I've tried to do it, I once tried to go in Philadelphia at 4:00 in the morning. And we got there right after it closed, like 10 minutes.
4 o'clock in the morning is way too late.
Yeah, well, in Philadelphia, it was like an off-market strip club. It was just kind of like this thing that people knew about.
Stephanie, I've been to a strip club. I've been to a strip club in Philadelphia in 2020. So
I'm just gonna say, even the guys, we met these guys and the guys who are taking us were like, just warning you, this is like not a normal thing. And I was like, I don't fucking care. Let's go. It's at a house. It's underground thing. And even they closed at 4:00 in the morning. So you know what? All right, let's go. Next time anything opens up, strip club galore.
Oh, yeah. I went to the strip club and it was the night of a massive UFC fight. And me and my other buddy were in the back sitting there watching John Jones.
Watching it on your phone?
And like
boobies on the left.
It's what
fighting on the right.
I was like, boobies, I don't care, fighting on the right. And then as soon as that was done, I was like, all right, I'll pay these fugazis a little bit of attention. Anyway, ready for trivia, Stephanie?
I'm not ready. I'm really, really concerned, actually.
Why?
About what the topic may be.
The topic for today's trivia is sex trivia.
I knew it was going to be sex trivia.
Good.
All right.
So I'm generous as always. I will give you a percentage barrier, a number barrier. That way you're at least.
Oh, God. Yeah.
All right.
Let's go.
Question number 1. What percentage of men turn off the lights while making whoopee? Within 20%.
First of all, did you just say making whoopee like Steve Harvey?
Yeah.
Family Feud style?
I'm more going with the love. What's that? What's the freaking game? The Love Boat. The Love Game.
The
Newlywed game.
Newlywed game.
I'm going with the Newlywed game while making whoopee.
Yeah. Okay. So it's what percentage of guys turn off the lights when you're making whoopee?
Yes.
And it's within what percentage?
20%.
I'm gonna go 35.
Correct answer is 25%. Good job.
Oh, that wasn't bad.
Speaking of the Newlywed game, you know they play that on any cruise you ever go on, which is definitely the highlight of the trip.
Of course.
We have an inside joke with my cousins, my girl cousins that I'm very close with. It was specifically my younger cousin Shelby and her husband Andrew, who I'm very close with, until they had a little asshole son that was born on my freaking birthday. Not okay with that.
Worst. You know, a niece and one of my nieces and nephews were born on the same day, different brothers. Makes everything easy. I see them next week. One birthday party. Done. Amazing.
I call him, and I quote, birthday stealer. Don't care about anything else about him. But as far as Shelby, we were telling the story one time. We did like a cousin's reunion trip, and she was saying how they went on a cruise, and they played the Newlywed game, and they said, if there was a parrot in your room, what would that parrot say the most that you say? And the guy writes down,
Wait, you're the guy that your cousin's husband?
No.
Oh,
it was two people on the show.
Got it.
Two people on the cruise. The couple got the answer right. The correct answer was, "Oh, you nasty." They both wrote that down.
Oh my God.
So like,
that's amazing.
To this day,
awesome.
I could text anybody who was on that trip and go, "Oh, you nasty."
That's amazing. I mean, I get it. Like, I get saying it once in a while, but every time, like, that's some serious
I have never said,
on.
"Oh, you nasty," ever.
I'm not saying that you've said it. I'm saying it could apply, but if it applies every single time, that's some dangerous S&M stuff you got going on.
Question number 2, plus or minus 0.5, or I guess it would be a half inch.
Oh, no.
What is the average size of a Big Johnson? That's a callback to another episode.
Big Johnson! Plus or minus 0.5?
So a half inch is what I'm going with.
Flaccid?
Fully engorged.
Oh, fully engorged. Jesus Christ. 6.5.
Oh, you're cute. Most guys would say something like that. Correct answer is 5.5, which makes me...
Oh, my God. Oh, that's so upsetting for them.
That makes me above average, which makes me happy.
5.5 full chub?
That's average, yep.
Oh, that's very, very disappointing for other people.
Shit happens. Follow-up question number 3. What percentage of men think their willy is too small? Plus or minus 20%.
It's too small. Well, guys are assholes, so they probably think they're perfect. Plus or minus 20? I'm going to go with 20.
Correct answer is 50% of men think it's too small.
50%? Wow.
Do you know why that answer makes total sense? Because even somebody who has like a 7-inch dong would still kill for another inch. Like,
you're right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I remember like younger back in the days, I think I read it in like a Cosmo or something like that. I was working at the Giant.
You do like Cosmo. You do like Cosmo.
I was working at a food store all in high school and like still figuring out a lot of stuff. And not to mention just killing time. I would grab magazines and just bullshit in the back. I remember reading it was something like, how much would you pay to add an inch to your dong? And the answer was like, average was like $10,000, maybe 15. How much to have an inch removed? It was like $3 million.
Yeah, seriously.
Right. My point is most people would definitely think that. Question number 4.
But I feel like that's misleading because I feel like it would more be suited to like how many guys wish they had a bigger penis. Like a guy with like a 7-inch doesn't think he has it, but he wishes he had an 8. So whatever, but I digress. I got it wrong regardless.
Universe question number 4. What percentage of men refuse to make whoopee when Aunt Flo comes to town?
Ooh, I feel like this is a high number.
Do you remember when you said, like, go with the flow? I was like, yeah, that's
kind
of funny.
Oh, that was where it was. What is it, plus or minus what?
20%.
Men will not or will?
Will not, refuse.
I'm going to go with 45.
You were correct that you should go high. You didn't go high enough. Correct answer is 70%.
Holy fucking shit.
Now, I don't understand that.
I thought that 20% was going to save me regardless.
Oh, no. Come on. You can't play the game with the 20% hedge your bets. You got to
No. Yes, I know. But I still thought it was going to be I thought it was going to be about in the 60%, which is why, it got
If you thought it was 60%, you should have said 60%. And then you
know what? Shut up. I get it now. I played the game incorrectly.
Personally, I don't understand because my rule of thumb is you can play in the Red River. You just can't drink from the Red River.
That's... You're so disgusting.
Question number 5. This is going to be a little harder one because there's going to be some math.
It's going to be harder.
There's going to be some math. You don't need a paper and pencil for that.
Oh, okay. All right.
I call this,
if I did, we'd have a definite nip slip if I needed a pen right now.
or at least a butthole showing.
No butthole, no butthole.
I call this sex math.
Uh-oh.
What is the difference between average climax time from a man to a woman? And I want you to think.
Wait, from a man to a woman what? From when a man climaxes to when a woman climaxes?
To how long? What is the difference between the average amount of climax time from a man to a woman? So I want you to think out loud. I'll just give you a hint. The woman's is longer, meaning they climax for longer. Yes. How long is the average for that? How long is the average for a man climaxing? And what is the difference between them, plus or minus 10 seconds?
I do need a piece of fucking paper.
No, let's just talk out loud. I'll help you. Let's go. All
right. So the length of a guy's climax versus the length of a girl's climax.
Correct. So, and then the difference is what I'm looking for.
The women's is going to be higher.
I already told you that. Yes.
Yeah. No. I know. I mean, but I know that from my brain.
Just from experience.
Plus or minus what?
Plus or minus 10 seconds. But tell me what you're thinking for each one. Show your work.
I'm going to go with 40 for women.
That would be crazy if that was 40 for a man. Am I right?
Oh, wait. Wait, I don't know if 40 is average, though. I'm going to go with 35 average.
35 average. And how long for a man?
8.
With the difference being?
37.
Plus or minus 10 seconds. The average length for a woman is 20 seconds. Oh. The average length for a man is 6 seconds.
Oh, all right, so I wasn't that bad wrong about that one.
Making the difference 14 seconds. Wah, wah, wah.
Wah, wah, wah. That's sad. So wait, the women's was what? How many seconds?
The average woman's was 20 seconds, which makes sense because I know some people that like sneeze. It's like a sneeze sometimes. Not everyone is like a banging the headboard, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Sure. I'm just saying when daddy comes a rockin', don't come a knockin'. Am I right?
That's fine. 6 seconds.
6 seconds would be an improvement for me.
Yeah. I thought 8 seconds would be like a little bit under par, but I guess not.
I don't think I could roll the eyes in the back of my head for that long.
6 seconds. Jesus Christ.
Stephanie, this trivia was 100% not meant to be testing worthy. I'm not even going to tally your score. It was just meant to be ridiculous and absurd. Yeah, just like today's episode.
I got 2 out of 5.
Who cares? You did
I mean, no, I don't. It was awesome. It was really fun. I knew you were going to go, ooh, that's nasty on me.
Ooh, you nasty.
Ooh, you nasty.
Ooh, you nasty.
Which is how I describe you. Oh, how I should describe you to everybody. But I love you for it. No, I loved that. That was really good.
It was fun.
That made me happy. It was fun.
I hope everybody listening to this episode had a fun time. I had so much fun doing the XXX episode.
XX. I hope at least some of our listeners are listening to this butt-ass naked. It would make it way better. I do not want anybody listening to my voice butt-ass naked. Josh is listening to it naked, probably.
Josh is always naked.
I know, he's always naked. No, it was good. At least one of these people are going to be butt-ass naked, like in a tub, listening to a shower. Like, it doesn't need to be gross. Someone's listening to it naked.
I want to make love in this tub. In this tub. All right. Booze Your Daddy, new episodes every Wednesday, every Saturday. Appreciate everybody loving, listening, Instagramming, following. I got nothing else left to say, Boo. You did a great job today. Thank you. Thank you for being you, being in your life. I have a present for you that I need to see.
I love presents. Oh, wait. Did you buy me that thing that I said don't buy me, but you bought me anyways? I'm so excited because it has to do with the Seahawks. And you know what's coming up in a couple minutes? Your team,
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Beautiful.
Done. All right. Love you, Bill.
Love you, Boo. Daddy out.
Daddy out. Boo out.